Hi there, it's Corey Gilbert from the Center for Health and Healing here at Salem First Baptist. Excited to launch these courses coming up here March 2023. And this second class, so our first session is for parents and those loved ones. The second session is really going to focus on this word that we don't like, trauma. This word trauma. But here's something that I really thought was interesting recently. A friend of mine came up with this term that we don't like the word trauma because we don't want to have had experiences in something that's a big T trauma. But all of us have impact events. Think about that. We have things that impact who we are. And so this evening, this time that we're going to have on Tuesday nights for the next 8 weeks and beyond that is going to be focusing on impact events. How do impact events affect my life? So I called it the kind of being trauma informed. That is a buzzword currently in the counseling field and in our culture, and I don't want us to get stuck there, but I want us to be informed. So I'm a college professor. I've taught this at undergrad to doctoral level, and I use this with my clients. But understanding my brain and how memory works and how I store memory, and then how trauma is different, helps me understand why I'm struggling or why I'm stuck. And my heart and my goal is to give you skills. So as you'll see on the Church Center or on our website, we're going to kind of go through a number of books. Again, if you're not a reader, no problem. We'll have summaries and have other ways to do this, also videos. But I want you to come on Tuesdays ready to kind of engage and talk and discuss and wrestle with. So here's kind of the number of books to start with. One of them is this one, Trauma Proofing Your Kids. Now, this is not a Christian book. And I picked this on purpose. This is by Peter Levine and Maggie Klein. And it's a great way to understand that this starts when our kids are younger, of trauma proofing them. The tagline says, a parent's guide for instilling confidence, joy, and resilience. And so we want to be able to start young. So we're going to look at skills that come from Dr. Levine's work. And then the other one's a little more difficult. And so I kind of want to give a caveat here. Please don't pick this book up and read it. This is Wounded Heart. And there's two different kind of covers of it, but Wounded Heart by Dan Allender. Hope for Adult Victims of Childhood Sexual Abuse. This is not a book you sit and read in one sitting or in a few. This is a book you work through. Again, I've been using this for many, many years, and I love Dr. Allender's work, but I want to walk alongside you through this. And so we're going to, at some point in these 8 weeks, kind of get into this, and then further throughout the next number of years, be able to address and understand the impact of trauma, abuse, but why? Because God is a God that's a redeemer. I want to lean into that. God redeems. And so how to use our time on these evenings that we're going to have conversations and we're going to wrestle with concepts. We're going to learn vocabulary, but we're going to also learn skills, because I want to help you find a place that you've never potentially found before, of peace in your own life, in your own heart, in your own mind, in your own body, but also be equipped to love and serve other people. Because just as I know, there are people in my life, in your life, that are struggling. So what if you had skills to walk alongside that loved one? So this is for you personally, but it's also for you in your serving of others. I love being a counselor and coach and working with people, because I'm working in areas that everything impacts me personally as well as it influences what I do in my service to others. I love that. And so I'm kind of inviting you into my world, and it's not a fun one always. Who wants to come together on Tuesday nights and talk about trauma? No one. Those of you that have been in grief share and divorce care, I invite you to come do this, to come on this journey with me. We're going to see about those coming up in the future, but right now, this season, this spring, we're going to look at being trauma-informed and understanding the body, the brain, and some tools that will help you. So look forward to serving you, look forward to your questions, look forward to what God has to do in your life through the Center for Health and Healing. Thank you.